obviously it did. It came down to special teams, and we lost that battle again. But with what we've been kind of going through to this point, I thought I was really proud of our guys for the fight they showed. We fought hard last night in a really difficult place to play. The shots didn't say it, and you know, we got what we got. We fought hard tonight, and I'm proud of our guys for that. We seem to be getting that little bit of edge back that what we finished the year with last year. I don't know where it's been. I don't know why. We have to find a way to stay at this level, because Western Michigan is as good of a team as we're going to play all year. They're in the same boat as Union. They're in the same boat as all the top teams in the country. That's what it is. And we went nose to nose with them, if not better than that tonight. And yes, again, your question, it came down to special teams, and we were on the negative side of it. But we created chances, more chances on our power play than we have. The penalty kill, I mean, that kid can really rip it. Obviously scored early in the game, but we had a couple of big-time kills in big-time moments. And I'm as proud of that as looking at the, you know, specifics.
Seemed at times the power play really looked like
yeah, it looked like there was a purpose to it. So maybe it's been our fault leaving the setup a certain way for this long, but we have to build on this momentum. We just it wasn't momentum in wins, and I apologize to our fans for that, but that's progress, man. That's progress. What happened tonight?
I thought your fourth line gave you guys a lot of spark.
Absolutely, and you know, we all know we're not deep enough scoring wise, especially when you don't have Watala, when you don't have Brent Tate, who we're counting on to create offense. For that fourth line to do what they did, Chad Sumption, extremely proud of Chad. He hasn't played a whole lot this year, and he had a good game. I thought Andrew Wallace was one of his stronger games, and Andrew's been somebody I've been on to get his game to this level. So, you know, they definitely gave us a spark tonight.
You talk about overall the physical play in the game. It didn't seem like it was just a few guys. It seemed like it was a total team effort.
Yeah, and again, I thought it was a physical game. I don't think we took it to them physically. They responded. It was a physical game. We know that the way they like to play and what they're pretty good at is they'll get up and go, so you have to finish your checks. Because if you don't, they'll take off and get by you, and then you've got odd man rushes again. So one of our objectives was to play a physical game, and I thought we did that.
Coach Andy Murray likes to say that he wants to get 30-plus shots on his opponents and hold them under 23. In the first period alone, you guys got 11 shots and held them to 5. Talk about that first period intensity, just to be able to, you know, flip the script on them and do what they want to do.
Yeah, I think that's what, you know, I agree with Coach Murray on that. 30 shots is what we want, and we obviously didn't get off to the start we wanted to last night, and Western jumped us pretty good, and the shots showed it. Tonight, I think it was a little bit more in our favor, and even the 11 shots, I thought we had more good opportunities in the first period tonight than we had all night last night. So, again, you know, we have to find a way to start better than that on the road, but I'll take it as a positive that we were able to do it and turn around and start well tonight.
You know, the way you played during the first period tonight and during other parts of the game, you encouraged by what you saw?
Very encouraged.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
But again, there's a, you know, I don't like to think about last year and stuff like that, but there was a sense on the bench, and we were talking last night. It felt the same thing last night, that our guys hung in there. That it wasn't a good night for us last night, and we hung in there. Tonight we hung in there. Yeah, we gave up the lead, but we didn't go away. They scored in the first shift of the game. A team that's kind of mentally fragile like we are, we didn't go away. We kept playing. We kept fighting, and you know, shootout is what it is. We've been on the winning side of a shootout. Now you're on the losing side. Ultimately, it's a tie in the big picture, and we'll take it.
What does it too say about the team? You know, you talk about they played great in the first period, but especially giving up a goal 30 seconds into the game.
Again, I think it shows the resiliency that we thought we had wrapped our arms around at the end of last year, or the second half of last year. That was my point. I said it after the game last night. I'm saying it tonight. There was a sense on our bench that we're in this. We're just going to keep playing. We've been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I guess I have to take blame for that in terms of in-game dealing with adversity. Whether that adversity is a goal in the first 30 seconds, whether that adversity is a bad penalty call in our estimation, whatever it may be, we had to deal with that better. You know, we let a difficult situation last Saturday turn into a 6-1 loss. There's no reason for that. Last night and tonight we showed a resiliency that I believe our program has, and something we're proud of. So, you know, that's all it is. It's getting that resilient mindset back, that regardless of what happened the last shift, we got to keep pushing. And tonight was 65 minutes.
You didn't face a lot of shots, but Tommy played pretty solid.
Yeah,
Saves.
You know, we've got a competition in goal. We talked about it this week. By no means are we saying Andrew Hammond played poorly last night, but depth in goal is not a bad problem to have.
What would you start, Tommy?
We almost had thought about it going into the weekend, what we were going to do. You know, Hemi got some pretty serious work last night. Tommy was fresh, coming home. We just, you know, he'd had a good week of practice. We thought he deserved to play. And again, I don't want anyone reading into that. We're not upset with Andrew's game. We're just, you know, you know, he played good last night. We thought we'd go with Tommy, and he didn't disappoint. I thought Tommy played fine, played well.
What's the update on Cam?
I think it's day to day, Kevin. I don't think it's any better than that. He tried to skate today, and it's doesn't seem to be getting much better. So I think it's one of those things we try to bring him back too quickly, and he'll take 4 steps backwards. And you know, when we look at our schedule, we've got 3 more before Thanksgiving, and then 3 after. You know, I think, and if I have that right, you know, we obviously want Cam for the long haul. So we gotta be smart with it. If that means he sits out the next 3 and then gets, you know, 3 weeks off, that might have to be. But I don't know that. I'm not saying that. I think he's day to day.
That nothing's broken or
No.
And then Brent Tate.
Brent Tate is, you know, unfortunately, and I don't think it was something that putting him in last Saturday's game hurt him. You know, he practiced all week, and then late in the week he re-aggravated it. And, so we're going to have to look at where we are long term with Brent, because band-aiding the situation or the issue isn't the best thing for Brent, short term or long term. And I think to this point, unfortunately, where Brent has been, because he was such a popular player and such a big part of the team, I don't know if his long-term health was the #1 focus. Well, with us it is. And I'm not pointing fingers. We want Brent for the long haul.
And then Delgadillo and Fletcher healthy.
Pletch is you know, still banged up, and Delgadillo was a healthy decision. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.